Peace. This is Aaron, Peace for Healers. Thank you for joining me today. It's Sunday, 11 November 16th. And again, thank you for joining me. I'm doing this video today. Well, I'm doing this video and I'm starting with just the calendar, the concept of veneration and how common it is, and also just some of the calendar manipulations that go along with that. So that's the intention for this video. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome, 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 welcome. If you've been with me throughout, gratitude. Please like, share, and subscribe. I am trying to grow my YouTube audience so that I can go live and do this live rather than recording it. So please like, share, subscribe, and allow me to do that. And also, if you're led to make any donations, I welcome donations. Offers, I have readings of all types available. If you're interested in a reading or have general questions, feel free to message me. Um, my IG is still very active. You can put things in the comments here. But the main thing that I want to get into today just is how so many things are right in your face and they're denied, as far as being told, oh no, you can't do this, you should not do this, you should not do that. Venerating your ancestors is wrong. Um, Doing things of a magical nature are wrong. And all the while, those in authority and those that speak the strongest against doing those things, they're doing them. Why are they saying don't do them? Because it gives them more ability and more capacity to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. And it allows them to not have anything that can match what goes goes against what they're doing. So the best way to defeat something is to vilify it. And sadly, most people that, and I'm especially speaking of Christians, most Christians vilify certain practices not based on knowledge or understanding. They they vilify those practices based on what someone told them. Seeing it in the Bible, or having your pastor say that something's not correct. What other research is there to say that something's not correct? So it's necessary to do some research and do some research outside of the Bible. But let's talk about veneration. Well, no. First, I want to start with just days and, well, days and also veneration. This year is the very first time that it really hit me. In the United States, 11/11 is Veterans Day. 11/11, it's a portal day. It's a day of manifesting and being able to receive the things that you desire by laying things out. That's Veterans Day. Veterans Day is a form of veneration, by the way. Veterans Day, you're venerating veterans. Frequently, veterans that have died in battle are venerated. So, what would that actually be? I think they call that ancestor veneration. It's a form of veneration, and it is truly ancestor veneration. If it's someone that's deceased and you're honoring them as a veteran, you're venerating them. So on one hand, you have people saying, "Oh no, you can't venerate; it's improper." But on the other hand, on November 11th, this country venerates veterans. And in the process of venerating veterans, if you're focused on venerating veterans, can you focus on manifesting anything for yourself because you're so wrapped up in the events of Veterans Day? And I'm kind of uh, low key disappointed that I never even put that together in all of these years, even of just being on my spiritual path. I never really considered the fact there's certain holidays in the United States that are always on the same day, no matter what. Some holidays are frequently on the Monday that falls at a certain time connected to the holiday to give people a longer weekend. And then there's some holidays that are literally always on the exact same day. Veterans Day is one of them. That's not a coincidence that they chose November 11th for Veterans Day. And I just want to point that out while we're in the month of November. So 11/11's already passed, but remember this for next year when you start thinking about Veterans Day and thinking about going to some Veterans Day parade or Veterans Day activity. Take the day for yourself. Take the day for working with yourself, for working on the things that you desire and obtaining the things that you desire. You have the control to do the things that it is that you desire to do. Don't fall into the traps of what they're putting in front of you. Veterans Day is part of what boosts the level of this country because again, when you're looking at veterans, you're looking at people who have died in battle for the honor of America. I'm not going to go too deep on that because I don't want this video to be blocked. But wars are fought for those in control. Wars are fought by people killing people, all to make other people some gain, whether it be land, wealth, whatever it may be. It's two individuals that have no conflict that are fighting over something that honestly has nothing to do with them. So all of these veterans going into Vietnam, we had no business being in Vietnam. It had nothing to do with us. Veterans in Korea, nothing to do with us. We didn't have to be a part of that. The world wars. The world wars were times when other countries were allowed themselves to be pulled into something. Why? War makes money. War truly makes money for countries, especially the United States. And with the fact that war makes money, why would the United States want to stay out of a fray? And especially if it gives them an opportunity to control some other land, to control the resources that exist in another land. And well, I'm not even going to go down that road. The bottom line here is we're venerating veterans. On 11/11, we're venerating veterans. With the veneration of the veterans, that's really veneration and support for the travesties committed by this country. And it's been a very effective day for how things have fallen within this country. And I now fully understand the dates for everything that occurred within this country. They're all, well, even worldwide, these dates are all chosen with a particular intention in mind. It's not random. And it's not always, oh, well, this day matches up with this. Sometimes it matches up with something because the actual event was intended to create something that followed. July 4th. July 4th is another day that is basically, well, first it's veneration for this country and veneration for the so called founding fathers, who, by the way, were mostly sorcerers, masons, and people doing all the things that we're told are bad and evil. And if those things are so bad and evil, why would all of these individuals be doing them? And these individuals leading into an entire society that vilifies the things that they've done. So, July 4th is a day where there's planetary alignments that are going into place. It's a time where you can focus on what it is that you desire and what it is that you want out of life. But what are most people doing on July 4th? Most people are doing burnt offerings. People are participating in parades and things to basically venerate and uplift this country. And I don't want this to sound like a anti-American video. If that's the way you take it, sorry, but I'm just stating things as to how they are. Um, but July 4th is huge day for veneration of the founding fathers and veneration of this country. And no one seems to have a problem with that veneration, but venerating ancestors is somehow wrong. Um, I just want to point out a couple other times when there's veneration or distraction. Well, first, veneration. January 15th. When you acknowledge someone's birthday that's no longer living, that's a form of veneration again. January 15th, that's Martin Luther King's birthday, if you don't know. That's that's a day to venerate and acknowledge Dr. Martin Luther King. It's okay to do that veneration, but it's not okay to venerate your direct ancestors. I'm trying to make sense out of this, and thus far I have not been able to. February February 14th, Valentine's Day. That's a day to venerate Saint Valentine. And historically, Valentine's Day was a a horrid history that goes behind it. And I believe I did a video on IG a year or two ago around Valentine's Day talking about that history. I'll probably do another one in February and maybe go a little bit deeper. And if you want to see that, put it in the comments. And if you want to see more about dates and things that pop up, put that in the comments as well. March 17th, St. Valentine's Day. Again, venerating. I'm sorry, St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. It's a day where St. Patrick is venerated, and the events, which again were not good events that are associated with that day, but it's made a day of fun and a day of venerating Saint Valentine. Um, those are the main days that tie in with, or the main days that I'm going to talk about right now that tie in with veneration. But I just want to point out a couple other days where there's distraction to take you away from other things that could be going on. January 1st, Portal Day. Everyone's focused on New Year's celebration, venerating the year that's passed. And yes, looking back on the year, that's a form of veneration. And a lot of times it's a form of veneration. It is a form of veneration because, excuse me, people frequently acknowledge the people that they knew, family, celebrities. They acknowledge these people that they knew that passed during that time period. So that's again another form of veneration. Any month and day, so 22334455, those are all portal days. If you look through history in certain years, there's always been something that's occurred in specific years to distract from the power of being able to do something on that day. And like I said, it's something that's right in your face that I never even thought about it until recently for certain aspects of what I'm even talking about here. Um, Apologies, I did not silence my phone before starting. So all of those days, so 556677, which is tied in with 74, 88, 88 is a huge portal day. 99, 1010, 1111, 1212, they're all huge portal days. And just something to take note of, if you meditate and you are like enjoy or consider becoming a part of a group meditation, those portal days are great days to be a part of a group meditation, especially group meditations where they're meditating on raising the vibration of the planet and expanding the consciousness of individuals in the planet. If it's something that you would like to see me start doing, put it in the comments. But there are people that are doing it. There are groups that are doing that, and you can't have too much of it. And I may do some in the future. If there's something you definitely like to see, let me know. Um, and then a couple other days that that are interesting as far as the distraction and how things are twisted. April 1st. April 1st is considered to be April Fool's Day. But April 1st actually coincided with what at some point became the Assyrian New Year. So basically, April 1st is a ridicule of the new year of an entire culture. The whole purpose was to ridicule and to lower the emphasis of that new year. April 15th in the United States. April April 15th is tax day. Tax day, and it's different every year. In most years, it comes relatively close, rarely exactly on the same day, but it comes relatively close to Christian Holy Week or Passover, and it depends on the whether it's Orthodox or traditional for either of those. But sometimes that's a distraction, and it's putting many people in a lowered state because of the fact that they're focusing on paying their taxes, focusing on having to get their taxes done. And I don't think there's very many people that like to see tax day come, except for those that get huge refunds. But it's a form of distraction. Um, so that's all the days I'm going to focus on. I've talked a little bit more than I planned on here. I want to emphasize, do what you are comfortable with when it comes to the portal days, when it comes to the special days. Don't fall for the things that they put in place for veneration of things outside of you and outside of what's connected to you. Try to make sure that you're doing and venerating those that benefit you. Hey, you can venerate this country if venerating this country benefits you, that's fine. For me, venerating this country doesn't benefit me and it's not part of my desire, but I do venerate my ancestors. And I venerate my ancestors regularly because without my ancestors, I wouldn't be here. Without specific ones that I know directly of, I would not be here. Without specific ones that existed during the transformation and change of this land that we live in, I wouldn't be here if they hadn't found a way to survive. So I am grateful to all of my ancestors. I am grateful to have this expanding knowledge and understanding. I am grateful for anyone that has watched this video and gotten through to this point. And in fact, if you've gotten through to this point, put in a set of raised hands emoji in the comments, just so that I know you got through to this point. Again, please like, share, subscribe, tell somebody about me. It's greatly appreciated. My desire are this channel will be going live the day that I have enough subscribers to actually go live. I'm going to go live and do something. So let's see what happens. I love you. Make sure you love yourself more. DM me if you're looking for any type of reading. And as I said, DM me if you have any type of questions. Peace.